Hi YouTube. Today I'm gonna be reading the Wattpads. I've been during when I was 14, I started writing. I started writing Wattpads because I started reading Wattpads. I've had my account since like 7 years ago. So when I was 10, 9-ish, I downloaded Wattpad, which is crazy to me because I knew what I was reading then. And it was nasty. You're not supposed to be reading that when you were 9. But yeah, so around when I was during quarantine, or probably during quarantine, 2021-ish, I tried to write write multiple Wattpad books, but I didn't actually finish them. So I'm gonna be reading the few chapters I got done with them. So yeah, this was around the time where I was just writing what I wanted to, kind of what I was reading. I was kind of interested in, because this book I wrote, Alexamithia. I'm gonna show my screen. Okay. Okay. So this book it only has it says 5 parts to me, but there's only 3 parts that were published, because the other 2 were because I started just writing. I didn't, normal writers make a plot, what they want to write about. I just kind of just started writing without, I was just kind of brainstorming, and I just was writing whatever I wanted to write. And then later on, when I had the 3 chapters, that's when I was trying to build a plot, name characters' names, who's her best friend, and I'm pretty sure it's Emma, his parents, what their names gonna be, kind of a plot, why does he act the way he act, and just stuff like that. That's what I was trying to write in the other chapters, after I started writing, which is crazy. Okay, but basically, okay, so it's Alex and Mithya. I of course wanted him to be a broken boy, they're a broken couple, something wrong with them, that's the type of trope I liked, kinda, So the description is, Alexa Mithya is an inability to identify and describe emotions. Chastity Malcolm is the name of an 18-year-old girl who never really fitted in. The one thing that made someone human was their emotions. So when I spelled her name wrong. Chastity lacked the ability to identify and describe emotions, she questioned why her. After being homeschooled for a few years, Chastity convinced her mom to let her attend an actual school. Since it was her last year of high school, she's adamant to make the most out of her high school experience. Even if it includes parties, friends, boys, prom, and drugs, etc. But this didn't work considering she has axillomithia. I can't even pronounce that. I just searched it up. I was trying to find something. I'm this works, I was brainstorming what I want to work. Okay. Noah Cincinnati, a 17-year-old wallflower who not only has anger issues, but schizophrenia and DID. I was just trying to keep everything in the book, clearly. When these two cross paths, that they help each other cope with each other's troubles and demons. Started October 18, 2020. Finished ... I never finished it. Oh my god, I never finished it. Okay. Alexamithia is a condition in its own right. I just trying to put what it is. It's not a condition in its own right, but rather an inability to identify and describe emotions. Chastity is is an 18-year-old senior in high school who always struggled with expressing her emotions from the age of 10. She knew she wasn't like the other kids at her age. She always wondered why she didn't experience the emotions the people around her felt. Noah Cincinnati is a middle-class 21-year-old college student. He was now well known around the state of Michigan. His parents are well known for their bakeries in Michigan, Georgia, Los Angeles, and Florida. What happened when the two let the power of love do its magic? This is so corny. Oh my god. Hope you enjoy. warning, cursing, talking about suicide, maybe the beginning of a sex scene. Because I did not know if I was going to be capable of writing like a sex scene. Because I've read it so many times, but I didn't know if I was going to be able to like kind of write one, you know? And I feel like I can. Trust. I feel like I can. I feel like I can. Okay? So, first chapter. Chapter 1, her first day of school. I woke up to the sound of my self-alarm singing in the background. I sat up, rubbing my eyes, yawning. I would be lying if I didn't say I was excited. I wasn't excited. So many opportunities yet to unfold. I threw my legs onto the side of my bed. My hands instantly went roaming for my round frame glasses. I mustered up the courage and got out of bed and walked to the dresser. I hesitated before I looked at my reflection. And when I looked at my eyes, they were a constant reminder that I was not normal, neither special. All I saw in them were two empty gray, round orbs with no spark to them. My cheekbones are becoming more prominent as ever as I run my fingers through my tangled, frizzy, curly hair. Reaching for a nearby chair head size to put my hair in a small, messy bun. You can do this. You will make a ton of friends. You will prove that bitch of a therapist wrong. I tried reassuring myself. I sat as I made my way to my bathroom, grabbed my towel off my closet doors. After my shower, I started getting dressed. I had already prepared an outfit I picked out, a black flare leggings with a tank top and a black cardigan over it. For shoes, I wore my white Air Forces, but I also paired the outfit with diamond earrings, puka shell necklace, and bracelet. Oh my god, I was obsessed with oh my god, I was so obsessed with black flare leggings, and to this day, though, and the puka shell necklace. I remember like around the fiscal era. Like I wanted one so bad, and I finally got them. Bro, I never wore them. I still have it here, but I never wear them. I also applied some foundation to conceal my bags and dark spots from acne scars. I took a glance at my mirror, liking what I saw. My face cracked a smile, something I practiced many days leading up to this one. It felt so empty, yet looked so natural. I grabbed my school bag, my phone, and AirPods. After I got dressed, I walked down the stairs to see my mom in the kitchen making me and her breakfast. I walked over to tell her good morning. She greeted me with a smile that I forced back. She made me what she thought was still my favorite: pancakes with honey, whipped cream, and a peanut butter jelly sandwich with coffee on the side. This abomination together. I took the plate from her and muttered a thank you. She nodded, grabbing her coffee, taking a seat in front of me. I scraped the honey and whipped cream off of the pancake and ate it bare. That's criminal. Are you excited? Looking forward to it today? She corrected herself. I looked up at her before saying, yeah, it's kind of intimidating to think about. She nodded before taking a sip. It was like that for me too, but I got through. If I could, you could too, she said, giving me a reassuring look. I looked down, not saying anything. It was as if the world could tell it was getting awkward. Because I got a text message from my best friend Emma saying that she was outside. So I was right. When I finished eating, I washed my plate and then I grabbed my keys. I asked my mom and notified my mom that I was leaving. She barely was home. Since Dad died, she blamed herself for me having alexithymia. Alexithymia. As I walked, I saw Emma with the wettest grin on her face. I couldn't help but wonder what was so funny as I slid in the passenger seat and gave her a questioning look. She didn't say anything, but once in a while glanced in my direction. I'm so excited, she squealed loudly. Me too, I said, imitating her excitement. She smiled like a Cheshire cat. We're going to go to prom, homecoming, get you a man, go to parties, and all that jazz. Promise me, we'll do this together. I nodded, holding out my pinky, while she gladly intertwined with hers. When we arrived at school, we instantly went to our impact classes that would give us our schedules. We both went our separate ways because our impact classes were based on the first initial of our last name, which is a true thing at my school. That's where I got the inspo from. As I made my way to impact class, I noticed a tall mixed boy with curly hair that fell delicately onto his shoulders, hair that swayed with every step he took. Beautiful. He had on a black hoodie with black jeans. He had a puka shell necklace on too. I softly gripped mine. A puka shell necklace. I quickly pulled out my phone to take a picture of him. He walked past and we made eye contact. In that moment, everything went in slow motion. in slow motion. Girl, what was I thinking, bro? I looked away and quickly lowered my brightness and sent the picture to Emma. Emma, picture in asterisks. Me, he's so hot and he also wears a pinky shell necklace. 2 exclamation marks. Emma, you're so weird for taking a picture of him, but you learn from the best and you should ask for him for his number. Me, I'm not that bold now, but plus he's already gone. Rolling eyes emoji. Emma, oh well, I'm going to help you during lunch. Winking emoji. I'm so grateful to have Emma in my life. She's the only one who stood up for me then, and I would trust to still do so. Even after being homeschooled for 3 years, our friendship never cracked. As I walked through the halls, I took my time to memorize and hear every hall, the posters on the wall, and the restrooms. My gaze casted downwards. C107. I took info for my first period during that time too. I think I had to take this turn. I whispered, turning confusingly. Do you need help? A blonde boy asked. Yes, I do. I need help funding this class, I said, pointing to my first period. He nodded. It's right down this hall. Take a left. It's the last door on the right. I flashed my biggest smile before saying, thank you. You're welcome. I'm Christoph. What's your name? I'm Chastity. I have to go. See you around. He waved. I jogged in the same direction he gave me. I slowed down, tucking the paper into my pocket. I took the turn and looked to my right to see a projected image of a seating chart. I quickly made my way to my seat in the back. The bell rang. A boy Noah is sitting next to me. I guess he's not here. Guten Morgen, Klasse. Willkommen auf Deutsch. We're not going to... I literally took everything like in my life and I made it because my first period was a German class, which is like, oh, the teacher's German. And I picked the same door number and yeah, bro. I'm so funny. In that moment, here walked in the fine black-haired boy. My heart fell from my chest and landed into my stomach. Everyone's eyes were on him, the girls ogling and the boys threatened. Mr. Cincinnati, if you're done making your entrance, you're excused. I'm guessing you got lost. He nodded and his eyes flickered over to the boy. He made his way to me, eyeing me up and down. He sloppily sat down next to me. We were like less than 2 feet apart. I honestly got a whiff of his strong cologne. Hot. Okay, class, let's continue, she said, clapping her hands. You just have to fill out a get-to-know-me sheet that we all turn it in at the end of class. She placed numbers of papers at the beginning of rows and see everyone pass the paper backwards in sync. I started filling my paper. Name, Chastity Malcolm. Date of birth, January 3rd, 2004. That's my age. That's my age. That's not my age, but that's my date of birth. Wrong year, but January 3rd is my birthday. My eyes fell onto him. He hadn't started his paper. Instead, he was clutching his hair with his eyes closed. It's time to make your move, I thought. Are you okay? I asked softly. He looked over at me and said, I'm all right. That's great, I said. Do you need help? He looked at me confused. How are you going to tell me information about myself? He asked. Dang it, I'm sorry. I was just trying to be friendly. Now I'm embarrassed. Thanks, I guess. Next time. He said it before putting his hand down. He was clearly not in a good mood to talk or to do anything in general. Time flew by in the blink of an eye. It was approaching the end of class. I started packing my spiral notebook and pencils. The bell rings as I got up and I noticed he didn't move or budge at the loud sound. I tapped his shoulder and he instantly jumped up. Sorry for startling you. I just want to make sure I just want you to wake up for the bell ring. He looked up in realization. Thanks, but please don't touch me. Bro, what was I writing? When school ended, I left to go to my favorite place, the Cincinnati's bakery. I ordered 4 brownies and a cup of coffee. There I sat reading a book quietly, silently in the corner. The sweet aroma succumbing me to the darkness around me. I felt a soft tap on my shoulder waking me up. I groaned as I rubbed my eyes with both hands under my glasses. I looked up to see an attractive guy with a nose piercing and a waiter outfit with green eyes and jet black hair looking at me with worries in his eyes. He was helping an older lady making coffee. They looked related. They both had blue eyes and the same nose. Is that his mom, I wondered? My eyes slowly traveled to his name tag, and it read Noah C, and hers said Lois C. I'm guessing she is. If so, that's really cute. He's a mommy's boy. I smiled at that and shook my head. Why am I even smiling at that? It's not like I'm into that. Just shows a reflection on how he would treat his significant other. I reasoned, blushing. He turned my direction and caught me staring, and I quickly looked away embarrassed. He looked away and whispered in the lady's ear. He turned and lifted the board separating the customers and workers. His arm flexed, veins peeking at the small action, and but his eyes, some of my hair covering my vision. Oh yeah, I said quickly as I picked up the menu, looking down. I'll take a. I started as I looked up, and that moment I felt a hand tuck the few hairs behind my ear. He looked down at me with the unreadable and expression. Oh my god, I was a bad writer. How did I go from A to Z? Like they didn't recognize each other. What's going on here? Coffee and a slice of pie at first. He nodded before walking away, back occasionally flexing under his button shirt. It was clear that he worked out. I couldn't help but cover my face with my hands as I wondered, is he interested in me? It can't be right, I denied. But what if it's actually my time to be like those girls on Wattpad or like Emma? My heart flooded at the thought. He came back shortly with the tray holding my orders. Are you okay? He asked in a gentle tone. I looked up, startled, and adjusted my glasses. Like, oh my god, wait. I think this is what I was going with. It's like the whole DID, he has multiple personalities, you know? This is his other personality. I looked up, startled, and adjusted my glasses because you could tell, like, the character, his other personality that was in the class, it was a different personality in the class and a different personality right now. You know, because this one's way nicer, and that one's just like, don't touch me, this and that, and this one's willing to put her hair behind her ear, you know? Okay, now y'all caught up. Okay, are you okay? He asked in a gentle tone. I looked up, startled, and adjusted my glasses. I couldn't help myself but lie. After placing the contents in the little tray, I noticed him clenching his fist tightly. He pulled out the seat opposite me, taking a seat, tumbling a little. I sat there flabbergasted. He had his head facing his lap. I got up, walked over to his side. I squat down a little to reach him. Are you okay? He whispered. He slowly looked, surveying his surroundings. His eyes filled on me, grinning. I'm fabulous, darling. And I think I was going with this, like, he kind of was switching between back and forth, I think. And that's like, you know, I'm fabulous, darling. Oh, I got up. Feeling the pain in my knees fade. I felt his eyes following my every step. That alone made me want to hide inside my head. I lifted my fork and started playing with it. Don't let me stop you, he said, smirking. I just like eating in front of people, I said, nervously looking up. So if you're planning to stay here, pick something, I'll buy for you, I said, glancing up to read his face expression. He simply placed his arm on the table and said, you're a weird one, huh? I can see why he likes you. It's endearing, but if you insist, I'd like a tea. Why are you saying that like I'm the one working? I said while pointing at his attire. I folded my arms and pouted playfully. The disrespect. He got up. As I grabbed my book bag off the floor and shoved my books in it, I then walked to the counter to pay for what I got. As I was exiting the building, I looked back for a split second to see him still looking at me. We went eye contact and he winked at me. I took a bus back home, but I couldn't help but think about that boy and his alluring green eyes. He seemed trustworthy, but you can't judge a book by its cover. When I arrived home, I knew my mom wasn't going to be home. It was only me in a big house. So some people would have been scared, but I found the silence somewhat comforting. I took my shoes off and walked around the house in my black socks with smiley faces on it. I made dinner for me and my mom to eat when she comes to work. After I ate, I went to take a bath. Meanwhile, I couldn't help but doubt the people around me. After I finished taking a shower, got dressed, I grabbed my AirPods in hopes that listening to music would drown my sorrows. No, what's the point of view? I stayed there staring at my ceiling. Oh, I was supposed to continue, like, writing his point of view during that day, like, kind of like, he went home, he was thinking about her and stuff like that, possibly. But I never continued. Oh my god. Okay. Second chapter. This is way short, I think. Chapter 2, second encounter. No, okay, law. I'm weird, bro. Okay, I started writing this October 15, 2020. Saturday, that's the date. The week went by fairly quickly than I had really expected. At school, it felt like as if I walked in my first period, and when the bell rang, I walked up my fourth. I twisted and turned, finally deciding to get out of bed. As I was checking the time, I noticed I got a good morning text from Emma asking me if I want to meet her boyfriend. I chuckled and texted back, sure. I dropped my phone back down and flopped myself on my back and side. I ran downstairs after taking a shower and getting dressed. I got a notification from her that she was nearby. I quickly grabbed my keys and met her outside. As I got into her car, she giggled at me, and I turned to her in a minute to her that I was quite nervous to meet him. She reassured me and told me not to worry because he's the boy version of her. I could slowly look forward, and all the anxiety I had vanished. I laughed at her and looked back at her and said that I have nothing to worry about. Then I have nothing to worry about. She laughed and playfully punched me, acted hurt, and looked in the opposite direction, softly sniffling. We both laughed during the whole car ride. I looked forward to seeing if she had stopped at a movie with the food court. Seeing that she had stopped at the movie with the food court, she squealed and said, we're here. I rolled my eyes and said, I'm definitely going to be third wheeling. She said, no, you're not. He brought his friend. She smirked at me, and I looked at her, wishing I never came here. She grabbed me by my arm and dragged me inside. When we walked in, Emma ran to her boyfriend, and I continued walking along, looking around, enjoying the scenery. It's been a while since I was here. Everything looks different. When I reached Emma and her boyfriend, they were hugging. My eyes slowly averted to the boy dressed in a nude sweatshirt and light gray joggers. It's a crazy thing, that kind of picture. Nude sweatshirt and the light gray joggers. Interesting. He smiled at me. I walked towards Emma and introduced myself to Jackson. He smiled at me and introduced me to his friend Noah. Noah walked up to me and looked up at me. He was really tall here in her hand, through his hair, and asked me before I replied, saying, I'm not really sure since I had a bad memory. Girl, you've seen this boy twice. Be for real. Be for real. Like, what was I writing? He looked away and said, weren't you the girl that fell asleep in my aunt's bakery? My eyes widened as I tried to remember when this happened. I looked up at him and said, oh, that's embarrassing, turning my head slightly in embarrassment. I must have looked a mess, I muttered. Tucking my hair behind my ear, I looked back at him and said, I'm Chastity. He replied back, I'm Noah. It must have skipped back to us and told us, let's go to the food court. Meanwhile, walking, Emma would nudge on my arms and send winks in my direction. I rolled my eyes and smiled in her direction. When we reached the food court, there were only two-person seats across from each other. Emma skipped to her seat, pulling Jackson along with her. I took a seat at a table nearby the table. Noah took a seat in front of me. I took out my phone and texted my mom where I was. Noah cleared his throat and asked me, are you hungry? I could go get us both food over there. I said, I would like a salad. I started looking in my bag for money to give him. When I looked up, he was already gone. He brought us our food. What was I talking about? A salad. Girl, be for real. I'm not eating a salad. What was I talking about? Some salad. He brought us our food. I told him he didn't have to pay for me. I could have done it myself. He said, it's okay. I muttered. But I wanted to pay for mine. So how old are you? I closed my phone. I placed it on the table and replied, 18 turning 19 on May 12th. What about you? I said. Am I stupid? I'm stupid. I gave her a whole different birthday because I went from January 3rd to saying she's turning 18 and 19 on May 12th. That's my grandpa's birthday. Oh my God, I'm all over the place. Okay. He said he just turned 21 on July 6th. Happy late birthday. I said it with a little smile. He chuckled shortly, replying with the thanks. I examined his features and he was pretty attractive. His full eyelashes that tried to barricade his icy blue eyes that failed. His symmetrical nose and lips. His curly hair that was faded on the sides. I could hear the sound of Emma and Jackson trying to hold back their laughter. I ignored them and asked, do you know why she's laughing? Did you know that I was going to be here? Yeah, but Emma told me right when we arrived. I thought I was just meeting her boyfriend. As I thought, they probably planned this as a secret blind date. Oh my! As I a smile, my smile faded as I lowered my head, not really knowing what to say. He cleared his throat and used his index and middle finger to raise my chin to make me look at him. He said, "No need to get gloomy on me with a serious smile. We could easily get back at them." He was so beautiful I couldn't help but admire him. It was as if he caught me staring. He leaned in the table, getting extremely close, and said, "I know I'm attractive, but you don't have to stare." With a smirk on his face, I got embarrassed and said, "I swear, I was not staring at you. I was not staring at you. I said, I was frantically looking for something to say. I pointed at the plant behind him. I was looking at the plant. It's so green. I was wondering how the owner did that. I looked at him in desperation, hoping he bought my lie. He clearly didn't. I groaned as I hid my face in embarrassment. "It's okay, Chastity. I don't mind." I looked up at him so the scene was laughing. I punched him a little bit lightly. "Stop laughing, please." "No," he said bluntly. I looked around to see Jackson and Emma watching us. "Shit, now look what she did," I said, smiling. "Now they're going to think this blind date they secretly set up is going well." He cleared his throat and said, "Okay, but in all seriousness, I wanted to get to know you better. You seem pretty chill." I turned my head to the side and smiled. He said, "Just tell me about yourself." I ran a hand through my short, wavy black locks and said, "I'm Chastity Malcolm. I'm 18 years old. My favorite color is blue." When did I like blue? It should be pink. Like, what? "I'm Puerto Rican. Some of my hobbies are that I like to cook, bake, read books, and listen to music. My favorite snacks are corn dogs." This was when I had loved corn dogs. Oh my god, I hate corn dogs now because I had a bad experience with corn dogs where I threw up. Like, I can't. I've never eaten a corn dog since like 2020, bro. I threw up. It was so bad. Okay, I'm gonna continue. I keep going on tangents. What about you? To which she replied, "My name is Noah Cincinnati. My favorite color is yellow. I like to listen to music, and I also have anger issues." "You're pretty straightforward," I said. He replied back saying, "I try to be," with a shrug. "I also have alexithymia and depression. I want both." Oh, you do?" He asked in a surprised tone. I nodded. He said, "That just made you more interesting." They was going for issues. Literally, he said, "Oh, I got anger issues." She said, "I have alexithymia and depression." Literally, they was going for issue. Literally, not band for band, not M for M's. They was going for issues. Like, oh, interesting. "But that just made you more interesting," I mocked him. "That just made you more interesting," as I rolled my eyes. Emma came to our table and told us that they were leaving, so he got up. He reached his hand to help me get up, and I grabbed his hand. He gave me a ball of paper, and I opened it while we started talking. I walked to the entrance. The price number on it. I looked back to him and held up a peace sign and smiled upon him. What the fuck is she doing? Smiled at him. When we reached Emma's car, I told Noah and Jackson my farewells. Emma letting us squeal inside the car. What happened? Tell me everything. She told me. "But do you like him, though?" "I don't know yet." But guess what? He gave me his number. I said, smiling, showing her the crumpled up paper. Emma started with smirking. "You should text him." I took out my phone and added his phone number to my phone. Noah, Chastity, I had a great time. Noah, happy to know that. Chastity, talk to you later. Noah, looking forward to that. Chastity, smiley face. No one here told me it was going to be hard to write, but girl, clearly it was hard because your writing, it's absolutely bad, bro. It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh my god. Okay, I wrote this January 28, 2021. Girl, should next chapter be Noah's point of view? One vote and I'll do it. I mean, I got 2 votes, I guess. 1 vote and I'll do it. Girl, he's gonna do it regardless. But yeah, I feel like old younger me should have focused on like kind of like the talking conversation between them and like them actually eating and went at a slower pace. Like, oh, it was just slower pace. It was like it was going too fast and made them actually recognize each other from the yesterday talking about she got a bad memory. Girl, you don't got no bad memory. Like, you know? And like maybe more moments like he was looking at her. She should not have texted him first. They shouldn't have texted that night, you know? Like, kind of take it slow. I don't know, take it slow. Okay. Oh, that was it. Because this was just ideas I was trying to do. Because like I said, like I started writing, then I was trying to figure out what I wanted the plot to be. Like, number 1, she called Emma and Emma picked her up and went to her house. She cried in Emma's arms and Emma comforted Chastity. 2, Emma or someone like a teacher recommended her a therapist. Wait, I think it's after this. Never mind. No one and Chastity could have passed each other before and after her therapy sessions. The therapist could be Noah's mom or even his own therapist. Noah has anger issues or some mental illnesses. Noah is middle class. Noah is possessive. Mr. Cincinnati and Mrs. Cincinnati. Emma could invite her mans to meet Chastity. That's what I did. But Emma and her mans would secretly set her up with a blind date. Her man's friend, Noah. Emma's man's name could be Jackson. Jackson could have a goofy personality. Chastity's asthmatic. Okay. Chastity is really nice to her friends. Chastity and Noah, they're going to become friends first. Noah has an ego. Noah is sensitive when it comes to someone he likes. And Chastity knows how to cook. Her emotions depend on her pills. I guess, yeah. Okay, yeah. I wrote this, but I never got to finish it. Okay, let me continue. Okay. Chastity's point of view. I twist slowly, groaning as my alarm indicates to me that this is chapter 3, second encounter. I guess like kind of out of school. I twist slowly, groaning as my alarm indicates me that today is my first meeting with my therapist. Last chapter, Jake, her, and Emma tags. What? I still have an hour to get ready, so I quickly got in the shower, dressed myself in black jeans and a black hoodie. I quickly run out to see Emma yawning, with Starbucks in one hand and the other on the wheel. We boycotting Starbucks, so I gotta change that. Even though I'm planning to continue writing it, but I gotta change that. She noticed me and waved at me. In exchange, I smiled. When I got in, she handed me a cup of coffee. I muttered a small thing before taking the hot, inviting drink. I started. I'm really not looking forward to this, she said before saying, it's going to be okay. I looked at the window. I hope you're right. We arrived a few seconds later. I said bye. As I exited the car. As I walked inside this 2-story building with the glass covering every single corner. I pulled on my hood and looked down in a pathetic attempt to feel inferior to everyone. The AC instantly engulfed me with the cool. Inside was very empty, which called me just a little. He peer-pushed me just a little. I tried to fight myself. Okay, let me continue. I made it to the receptionist to ask them where am I supposed to go. She had a beautiful kinky black hair that reached above her shoulders and a beautiful smile that made its appearance known. Rich Malzanian skin that glowed against the sunlight. She instantly greeted me with, "Good morning, what can I do for you? Today's my first day here." Oh my. Well, then give me a few minutes, she said, smiling. She started clicking her keyboard before saying, "Is your name Chastity?" "Perfect, well, he'll be downstairs. Walk straight, take a left." She continued, "You're here awfully early. It's only 9:30 a.m. Your appointment's at 10:30 a.m., so you'll have to wait a bit. You could take a seat here," she said while I was pointing to the seating area. I nodded before saying, "I prefer being earlier than late, you know?" She nodded, seeming to relate. She handed me a ticket and a little card that said, "It is only in our darkest hours that we may discover the true strength of the brilliant light within ourselves that can never, ever be dimmed. Do Santa Mata." By Dos Santa Mata. I muttered a thank you before making my way to the closest seat. I pulled out my phone and connected my AirPods to my phone and went on Netflix to watch Supernatural. Halfway into the episode, a disruption was made that caught my attention. I looked up to see a small but tall black guy with black hair bursting to the doors. He was wearing gray sweats and a black Nirvana shirt that showed his beautiful build. It was very clear that he worked out the width of his shoulders that had my eyes lingering. He abruptly made his way to the receptionist, and I quickly noticed the difference between her reaction to his and mine. Entrance. The smile instantly from her face as he made his way towards her. Instantly fell from her face as he made his way towards her. It was as if she was afraid of him. He kept barking orders at her, and Mr. Cincinnati, I'm going max speed right now. Patience is a virtue," he said. That name and voice founded familiar, I whispered to myself. He retorted, "Well, work fast." I got annoyed at this dude disrespecting someone just doing their job, and that the fact he wasn't even wearing a mask. I don't recall me getting up and making my way towards the ruckus, but it happened. They both turned to look at me, and I instantly noticed the eyes people as they looked at me. I said awkwardly, "No, you have to be nicer too." Pausing to look at her, that Elizabeth, she's just doing her job. I said, frowning. He looked at me dumbfounded, not bothering to say anything. Elizabeth slid him his card in the blue mask, and I made my way back to my seat. Embarrassed, but slightly proud of myself. He quickly jogged to taking a right while putting on a mask. I slowly turned my focus and my attention back on the supernatural. A few minutes later, he came back, his nose written in bold letters across his face. We met eye contact, and he quickly looked away. He took the seat farthest from me. I couldn't know his point of view. I couldn't fathom the surprise I received when I saw Chastity standing next to me, scolding me. I wouldn't have did what I did if I wasn't a slave to my demons. I hate blaming everything on that, but sometimes I can't help it. They twist reality and make me constantly make wrong decisions, doubt stuff, and make me paranoid. Have you ever felt like you're in the backseat of your life, constantly trying to tell the driver that you're going the wrong way? He never listens. Or like the expression of the devil and the angel on your shoulders is like that. It effing sucks most of my life. I didn't know I was so effed in the head. None of your average citizens are born with anger issues, schizophrenia, and DID. I thought being different was a good thing, but it turns out it effing sucks. It just gets so lonely sometimes. As I made my way to my therapist's room, Charlie, the dead version of me, taunted me. He stood there, crouched over in the corner of the room. His eyes showed remnants of burned eye sockets and had dismembered from his body, but was sewed back on. I should ignore him, but it was when I started seeing him kill my family members that's when they started to bother me. My schizophrenia episode started a few months ago when after I turned 15. My DID started at the age of 7, and my anger issues started from the age of 3 to 4. And a quick summary of my life hasn't been the easiest. I took a right, then walked straight. I knocked on his door. He opened it, and there was already someone in there. Mr. Cynthia, you missed your appointment. Sir, I really need my appointment today. Would you mind sharing an appointment in my next patient? He asked. I nodded. Come back at 10:30. I left the room, closing the door with me. I saw what I did there. Even though it kind of, it's like probably HIPAA kind of thing going on with psychiatrists. It's supposed to be confidential information. Why are you making a joint appointment with 2 random people? That gotta be illegal. But let me continue. When I walked, I saw Chassie with her legs crossed, her back hunched over as if she was consuming whatever she was looking at. It was as if she felt my step because our eyes met. She looked breathtaking. That's an understatement. I looked away and took a seat across the room. It really annoyed me someone I knew saw me there at my worst times. I thought picking the farthest mental institution from town would prevent this, but clearly that didn't work. She'll most likely tell everyone at school. I thought releasing a heavy sigh. She doesn't look like the type, but you know what they say, you can't judge a book by its cover. I thought living here was going to be different. This always happens. Chastity's point of view. I couldn't help but feel guilty. I angered the friend of my best friend's boyfriend. I left all of my pride in that moment, feeling the need to explain myself. I opened my phone to see it 10 a.m. I grabbed my phone and took a deep breath as I got up slowly. I walked towards him and took a seat next to him. He looked up at me before saying, "What do you want from me?" Because I'm not in the mood to talk to you. I'm not in the mood to talk. Oh, but I don't want anything from you, but to explain where I'm coming from. I might have angered you, and I'm sorry if I did, but I'd do it again, I said honestly while tucking my short hair behind my ear. He looked at me annoyed. No one angered me, so please, can you leave me alone? I'm not in the best state of mind. Running his fingers through his hair roughly whilst looking me dead in my eyes. The dead eyes. His eyes held despair, and as he tried to control his demons. My heart pace quickened. The alarm of my phone snapped me out of my trance. He looked away and looked at his phone. I quickly got up and walked away. He also got up and started following me. So I made it to the room. I looked behind me to see him still there. So what the freak is going on? So it went from 10 a.m. to 10:30 in a span of a couple seconds. Yeah, I was not good at writing. Okay. Okay, so she got up and she walked away, and he also got up and started following her, or so I thought. I went to the room and I looked behind me to see him still there. The hallways are pretty narrow, so I flicked my head up to the right to indicate so he could keep walking. He turned sideways, so he turned sideways, chest to chest, as my back was against the wall. Our eyes met. There was definitely something in the air, but I couldn't pinpoint exactly what it was. What the hell? What did I write? He turned sideways, chest to chest, as my back was against. Okay, that's still impossible. How the hall are so thin, small, narrow. I turned my head, feeling a sudden heat invaded my cheeks. After getting through, he instantly knocked On the door on my left, the therapist opened the door and welcomed us, Miss Malcolms and Mr. Cincinnati. It's nice to have you both here. You can both take a seat here. He pointed to the couch in front of his desk. There were miniature plants on the windowsills and unique pieces of art plastered on every wall. The walls were painted a foggy gray. The couch was in the larger storage. Our shoulders brushed against each other. His frame took up most of the couch. So he clearly a big bitch, clearly. Everything smelled in this place. Is that what I was trying to say? Everything was small. The couch small. The halls are narrow. What the heck is going on, bro? And time small, too. I don't know. That's what I was trying to say, I guess. Okay. The therapist made his way to his seat. He intertwined his fingers. So I'm guessing you both are confused on to why both of you here today. He didn't even get permission from her that he could put the appointments together. He just did whatever he wanted to do, bro. Okay, but yeah, okay. So I'm guessing you both are confused on to why both of you are here today when it's supposed to be only you, Miss Malcolm. Since this grumpy baby over here was late for his appointment, I told him he could do it with my next appointment. Miss Malcolm, is that okay with you? I nodded quickly, not wanting all eyes on me. Since that's settled, how are you both, Miss Malcolm? You can go first. I nodded. I guess I'm good. What do you mean by that? I have alexithymia, so I have difficulty expressing myself and feeling stuff. So there's nothing bad happening, so I'm guessing I'm good. You know, I felt the stare of Noah burning it into the side of my face. What about you, Mr. Cincinnati? Mr. He. I didn't know his name to put for him. Okay, what about you, Mr. Cincinnati? Mr. He. I didn't know his name, so I just put something there so I could change it, like put a name, figure out a name. Then I was gonna put it afterwards. Okay. It's clear to see I'm not doing well with the meds you prescribed me. They're not working. He barked. So he's a dog now. Okay. Mr. Cincinnati, didn't I tell you the meds usually takes 2 to 5 days before they kick in? How are the meds for the other ones? They're all not working. I don't know what's wrong. I take them as it said on the container. Noah simply crossed his arms and looked away. A few minutes later, well, this is the wrap of today's therapy session. I hope I'll be seeing you Monday afternoon, he said while giving me his business card. If you ever need anything, you can call me on this number. I grabbed the card from him and examined the information on it. I muttered, thank you. We both got up instantly and made our way to the door. We made our way through the halls, him following behind me, and back to the seating area. I pulled out my phone to text him so she could come pick me up. I sat in the nearest seat. He continued on walking. Noah's point of view. From the looks of it looks like she needs a ride. I was using all the tropes. I might as well give her a ride, I said before walking back. Chastity? Do you need a lift? She nodded before saying, are you sure? Yeah. She quickly grabbed her arm, grabbed her phone, followed after me quietly whilst looking down. I wonder why she kept doing that. I pulled out my car keys and opened it from the distance. My black Porsche Taycan headlights flashed at the restaurants. I could hear the gas from her as we approached my car. I couldn't help but smile under my mask. I opened her door for her before I made my way to my side. My actions completely caught her off guard. As she paused for a second, she quickly got in and closed the door. Where do you live? I asked. Chastity's point of view. I live on East Elm Street, I said while taking off my mask. I inhaled deeply, releasing a long sigh. He nodded in reverse, twisting his body with his right hand, cupping my headrest. This made his sleeves roll down a bit, fixing the ending of a tattoo in multiple veins. Like weakness. So you're not going to take your mask off? It's not like I have COVID. You're safe, I said, smiling and holding my pinky out. Girl, what's she talking about? How do you know you're safe? What is she talking about? She's so ignorant. Can't you hear yourself? You're literally taking deep breaths. He looked at me, baffled. I'm driving. I can take it off for you, I said, reaching for his face. He quickly turned his face. If you get sick, I'll buy you medicine, and I'll even make you some killer soup, even though I doubt that would happen. He went quiet. I was silent to see how beautiful it tastes, I said, with giving him a creepy smile. He grimaced before saying, only because he's asked nicely. I rolled my eyes before saying, can I? He nodded. I reached my hands using my index finger to lift the string behind his ear. I finished using my thumb and index finger to take it off. This is COVID risk. What? This is, let me take your mask off, harassment. What is going on? You are welcome, I said, turning. I faced the windshield with my hands curled up in my lap. I could feel him taking little glances at me before saying, so you don't feel anything emotionally? Taking another glance to examine my features. I looked down before nodding. I never heard of someone having it, so I'm curious. Is it okay if I ask another question? I looked up to meet his eyes to see something in his eyes. A glint. At least a sigh. Go ahead. He had looked at me for reassurance. Was it because of trauma? I hesitated before nodding. What about you? You have the 3 major ones you're struggling with. Were they caused by trauma? He nodded. I half-heartedly joked. I guess we're both fucked. No one here heard me to say. I quickly glanced in his direction to read his facial expression. I could tell that by the change. His face instantly fell. I'm sorry. If you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here. I said, looking at him through the corner of my eyes. He flinched at that before saying, I don't need your pity. Worry about yourself. I'm not pitying you. I just wanted to give you some form of solid confirmation that someone's there for you because I never got that. He looked at me knowing there was more to what I said. He didn't say anything the whole ride, and neither did I. As I opened the door, he softly muttered, thanks. We drove off when we standing there dumbfounded. When I got inside, I noticed I got a message from Emma. Emma, okay, girl. Winking emoji. I quickly started crying. Me? See me as in what? Emma, you know. You, I don't. I rolled my eyes, closing my phone, throwing it onto my bed. And that was it. That was it. Clearly, writing is not my forte. I need to throw away the idea of writing forever in my life because that was not good at all. 14-year-old me was eating this up like I was some artist, this was my thing. Like, I had an idea, like, I wanted to write. It's fun to write, but I know for sure it's just gonna be something I do for fun and not, like, in my future. But anyways, toodles. You guys can follow me on my Instagram is Lunisha with 5 A's, and it's the same for my Twitch, Lunisha with 5 A's. Toodles, bye. See you guys in the next video.